You know, I'm not a green fragrance person, but I like this green. Maybe I'm just picky with coconut. It's impossible that I don't like coconut because I've always loved the smell, but something changed a few years ago, and I'll give you an example. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Charlotte. Thank you so much for joining me here today. What do you like about coconut or not like about coconut? Do you like coconut? Do you love coconut? Are you undecided about coconut? I am an acquired coconut taster, yeah, we will see in this video. I will share with you how I feel about it. I have mixed feelings about coconut. I used to think I loved it. I used to love it. Now I tolerate it in certain doses and in certain mélanges. Before we get into it, please consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoy this kind of content and you enjoy hanging out with me. I'm here to stay on YouTube and I'm so excited to continue connecting with you guys. I know I've been teasing you guys about this video for way too long and it's not on purpose. I promise you, it's literally just because I'm an anxious mess and I always put more on my plate than I can handle at one time, so that's why it's taken so long for me to get to this video. The long-awaited coconuts video, right? So I asked all of you last time after the raspberry video what other notes you would like to hear about. The most popular note was coconut, so I thought I would start with that one. I have a lot of coconuts here, but I also wanted to do this right because I am not the biggest coconut fan, or I say that and I have a lot of coconut fragrances in my collection, but what I mean is I only like coconuts certain ways. Yeah, I'm not like a blind coconut lover the way that I am with like vanilla and like white florals and gourmand scents where I can just kind of, you know, not have a specific taste. With coconut it's a little bit different. Yeah, so I hope that this will be useful to you. I hope it'll help you get to know your own preferences a little bit more, perhaps, as I go through this, because to be honest, this will be the first time that I'm really, you know, making these comparisons between coconuts. Yeah, these videos are as much of a learning experience for me as they are for you guys. I'm gonna start with the coconuts that I'm a little bit less of a fan of, and I don't have much. I might only have one in this category, sort of. But yeah, I think I'm going to go in order of preference of my kinds of coconuts, but there are also different categories of coconuts, so you can find examples of coconuts that you might like. So first, I don't like when it's too pure coconut, okay? And that's definitely something that did not used to be the case, and I kind of like resisted that change within me. I was like, it's impossible that I don't like coconut. Like, come on, Charlotte. There must be something wrong with you, with your nose. Because I've always loved the smell, and to me it's always been an easy love, like vanilla. But something changed a few years ago, and I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example of one perfume that like I never reach for anymore, mainly for this reason, and that is Sarah Jessica Parker's New York City Crush. And the reason I don't reach for this is because it's just very, very coconut to me. So that was a terrible spray. That is not normal. It doesn't usually do that. Did you see that? That was like a jet. Let's make sure it's not like that. Oh, okay, it's not that bad. That was just a weird spray. But yeah, it's just, oh yes, now I'm realizing it's reminding me of the other coconut that I want to talk about. Yeah, there's something in it too that's like a little bit, and this is actually like a really good, cheap, affordable coconut. If you're a lover of coconut, like you might love this. And I did used to like this. And I wore it a lot, and I think it's with this one that I realized that I'm not as big of a coconut lover as I once thought I was. So this is, I think in the notes, it's literally just coconut and vanilla, I believe. Maybe a white floral, but it's just coconut vanilla. And it's a very like soapy coconut. Like that kind of coconut scent that's like coconut body lotion or like coconut, I don't know, there's something a little bit plasticky in it, but it's not because of this specific fragrance. It's just I get that with a lot of coconut fragrances. So maybe I'm just picky with coconut. Another one that has that same sort of soapy quality to it for me is Laura Mercier's Almond Coconut Eau de Toilette. Again, it has this weird, I still get the nuttiness, I still get the creaminess. Both of them still are creamy, but what it is with my sprayers today, I don't know if it's because I'm just not like, maybe it's just me, like I'm not being assertive enough with the spray. But yeah, again, a little bit nauseating to me. I just wanted to note that while these are the notes that show up if you look up the fragrance on Fragrantica, I do think that this has been reformulated, and that honestly, I don't really detect all these notes that are in the original Eau Gourmand. The one I have now, and the only one that I can find anyway on sale, is Laura Mercier Almond Coconut Eau de Toilette. When I look it up, it's supposed to be the same, but to be honest, I don't get all these notes, and it does not have all these like powerful accords noted next to it that are like, to be honest, look like a super intoxicating gourmand. I don't get that from this. I get a very basic coconut. So I hesitated about putting the notes up because, to be honest, I don't even know if it's accurate, but I can't find any other alternatives. So for now, this is what I have, and I want to share with you the information that I have, which is honestly, it might change because it's incomplete to me and I don't really understand what's going on, but it does not smell like that to me. They're a little bit gag inducing to me, and I don't know why. And I have like recommended this in a video, in both of these in my summer vanillas. So it's not like I don't think they're bad. I'm just noticing that I have less of a preference for very linear, bare bone coconut scents. And that's what these are to me. I think that if you are a through and through coconut lover, I think these will be like, these are like staples, you know, maybe in your collection, in that you can layer them with other scents, you know, like they're bare bone coconut sort of scents. But again, and they're very kind of basic, lotion-y, sort of a little bit soapy, like I said, coconuts. So I think in that way, they're very easygoing, and a coconut lover would love this, you know, but I'm not that coconut lover. I'm like now waiting for that soapy coconutness to dissipate and disappear because it's irking me a little bit. Yeah, I don't know, you guys. Something happened in the last like year or two with coconut for me. I don't know what it is, but let me know down in the comments below what your feelings are about coconut, because I have heard recently from at least a couple of you that you also have a little bit of trouble with coconuts, but not necessarily that you don't like it, full stop, you know? So yeah, that's where I am. That's where I'm at. And I have a lot of coconut actually in my fragrances, because it used to be one of my go-to notes. It used to be one of the notes when I would look in you know, a note profile or note pyramid. It was one of the notes that would be like, oh great, thumbs up. Now it's a little bit more contextual. It's like, okay, depends on if it has this to balance it out and so forth. So let's get into that. So other sort of coconut scents that I do kind of like though would be like fruity coconuts. I do kind of appreciate. I have a few here to show you. I have good old Katy Perry Purr. I've told you guys before that I wore this a lot at the gym. It's a very shampooey, fruity coconut scent. So nothing groundbreaking, nothing, just very playful, fresh, but not in a freshy kind of way. Fresh just in a shampooey sort of way, you know? Fruity coconut shampoo. So the coconut in here is a little bit more, it's giving that like tropical, a little bit lactonic touch to the fragrance, but by no means does it scream coconut. Like if I have like my boyfriend smell this, or my partner smell this, like he's not gonna necessarily detect the coconut, but definitely with the other ones, like right away he's like, and actually he has trouble with coconut too, so he can tell right away, oh, that's coconut. Other fruity coconuts, another one like Reb'l Fleur. This is also another super affordable, it's a like it or hate it sort of fragrance. Some people really don't like this, but I do think it's worth looking into if you like a more fruity tropical coconut that's a little bit musky and sweet and a little bit sexy and definitely very affordable. Obviously these kinds of, it does have that patchouli in it that I don't think everyone's gonna like. But it's definitely like, again, a shampooey, lotiony, fruity, sweet coconut. You know what I mean? Very easygoing to me. Then I have this one, which I have not actually, I was keeping it for this summer, especially for like hot work days, and that's Clean Classic Summer Day. And this is just a really, I like this kind of coconut. It's like fruity, sweet vanilla with some green sort of touches, which that's what I like. Like if you're not going to go into Lactonic category, I want it to either go a little bit fruity or a little bit like green and fresh. So I actually have two that I kind of consider like green fresh sort of coconuts, and so this is one of them, Clean Summer Day. Yeah, so fresh, green, but not green in like, you know, I'm not a green fragrance person, but I like this green. You know what I mean? Like it's not like herbaceous or herbal or like minty or anything like that. It's just like freshly cut. I don't know what's freshly cut in here. Let's see. Well, okay, there you go. That's why it's in my fresh coconut section, because it reminds me, this was my other fresh one, which is Dolce Garden. And this one too has neroli at the top. So Clean has neroli, but it's a little bit more blended with the fruits. It has the pear, the nectarine, and a little bit of rose and freesia. So it has a little bit more of a general green floral tinge to it with the fruitiness. But the Dolce Garden has the neroli, which I do want to mention because I think some people don't like neroli very much, and this one is very prominent. The neroli at the top is very prominent to me, but it's right over a very sort of milky Lactonic sort of coconut. Yeah, very a little bit more floral, less fresh than the other one and less green, but still very less green than the other one, but still just very fresh. Very like pink. Actually, I picture like the bottle. Very pink, very girly, sweet, but not dense. It's still very light and fresh and airy. So this is one that I actually consider to be something that I want to reach for in the summer as well. And then you have your more like tropical or gourmand coconuts. So first I have Elle by Lolita Lempicka, which you smelled before. This is a citrus, fruity, sweet vanilla coconut. Ooh, that was big. The citrus is very strong in the opening. So this is a little bit more of a denser sort of fresh coconut, because it has all that citrus at the top with the neroli, the bergamot, or the lime bergamot, I think. But it still has a very dense, creamy, woody, sandalwoody base to it and vanilla base to it. So this is more of like a tropical or gourmand sort of coconut to me, you know what I mean? So I definitely prefer that also over a more linear coconut. If you're really not into any kind of citrus, I don't think you would like the opening of this. The coconut is more blended into this fragrance, and there's a lot more going on than just coconut. But the coconut in here is definitely what gives that creamy, slightly lactonic, rounded, tropical sort of scent to it. It's nice. It's very strong. This one's a lot stronger than the other fruity coconut ones that I showed you too. Yeah, I really, really like the citrus opening of this with the lime. I really like lime though, and lime and coconut together. I mean, yes, they go very well together, but I especially like those together. So maybe that's what I also like with coconut, is when there's that freshness that cuts the sort of dense creaminess that can be a little bit nauseating sometimes. Unless it's done in a really, really... Sometimes I love the lactonic coconut, you know? So, but as long as it's not too just coconut. So I like it when it's very lactonic, but not too coconut. So picky. Other tropical coconuts, we have Holidays by Mancera, and this to me is not at all a very unique scent, but it is the holiday tropical beachy creamy coconut of your dreams. It's absolutely that. It is extremely sweet, gourmand, creamy, lactonic, vanilla, mouth-watering, and kind of an anomaly, because to me it's like it's for holidays, summer, blah blah, you know. But it's such a heavy fragrance too. Like, it's such a dense fragrance. It's a heavy coconut. Not because it's just coconut, but it's a dense coconut. It's creamy. It's gourmand, like I said. A recent gourmand pick that I have here is also my very first from the line, and that is from Pink Sugar, and it's called Gold Sugar. And I was just very intrigued, and I knew that if there was one Pink Sugar I would pick up, it would maybe be this one because it has a Lactonic accord. And first of all, when I bought this, you guys, this is so strange. I don't understand these bottles. First of all, it was like upside down. It's like upside down, and like I can't take it off the base. I don't know, so I have to like keep it in this weird thing. I don't know. I find it strange, you guys. And then I open this, so yeah, I can't take this base off, or I don't feel like I can, or maybe I can. I don't want to break it. I feel like it's made to stay there. Anyway, and it's like all weird and like gummy and leaking. It's kind of yucky, and I don't know. Like, I bought it like this, you guys. It was sealed and everything, and this is how it was when I opened it. Right away, I get like a blend of like the soapiness from those two first coconuts that I showed you, but I also get, ooh, it's actually kind of a nice spray, right? That gourmand Pink Sugar sweetness. I get a little bit of citrus with this one, but the coconut is very sweet and it's very Lactonic. And for that reason, I do think I prefer this one. Yeah, I still think I prefer this one over the more straight coconuts that are in here, because these ones are a little bit more soapy and Gold Rush is a little bit more Lactonic, but it's not my favorite kind of coconut. Again, I do think people who really like coconut and vanilla might like this, especially a blend of the two, and it's super affordable. So for those reasons, I think it's a good one. I don't get too much of the alcohol blast, which I was kind of, you know, apprehensive about because it is so affordable and it's an eau de toilette and it's known for being a very cheap sort of line. And I am not familiar with the original. I'm sure I've smelled it on people, but I don't, and I think I've even like sprayed it in, you know, stores to smell it, but I don't really remember it. I think this is like the first and last Pink Sugar I would get, and I'm happy with it because it gives me a little bit of taste of what the Pink Sugar line is, but with a twist that's a little bit more interesting to me. This could definitely be layered. Yeah, I like that it's a little bit citrusy, sweet, Lactonic. It's not just coconut. This bottle, you guys, I don't understand. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna get to my more sort of favorite coconut category. Another coconut scent that I really do like. It actually reminds me a little bit of the Mancera Holidays, but in a more fresh sort of way. Because like I said, Holidays is very dense and rich. And this is Live Colorfully by Kate Spade. I have talked about it before. This is definitely very summery. It feels like summer in a bottle. A little bit sunscreen-y, but I don't mind a sunscreen-y sort of scent. But it is a little bit sunscreen-y to me, in the best kind of way. Yeah, I don't know. I like when it's a little bit in between Lactonic and fresh, and that's what this is to me. A little bit Lactonic, a little bit fresh. Light fresh. I have a couple more coconut scents to share. I have two coconut scents here to share with you that are kind of in their own category to me because they are kind of more of a blended supporting partner that doesn't necessarily scream coconut. So the first one I have for you is Juliette Has Gun Sunny Side Up, and this is predominantly a sandalwood scent, but it also has a good dose of coconut in it. But again, when I smell this, I don't think of coconut right away, even though there is an equal dose of coconut as well as sandalwood and vanilla in this. So it's just more of a woody sort of coconut, creamy, woody. When I say woody, sandalwood here, okay? And Very refreshing too. That sunny side up. I like the name because it does kind of feel low-key and sort of invigorating and uplifting. So yeah, this is definitely more of like a creamy, powdery, sandalwoody coconut. Okay, so it's not a tropical coconut, a little bit musky. And then probably the most different coconut scent I have, and it's not really a coconut scent, but it does have coconut in here, and I do detect what it does in here. This is Dangerous Complicity by Etat Libre d'Orange, and this is a rum osmanthus coconut scent. And what I find really interesting about this is that while it is a unisex scent, it does lean very masculine to me. And I find it hard to be able to tell in the note breakdown and pyramid. Like, it does not look masculine or cologne-like. I like how this is a unique coconut, okay, because it has that boozy rum with the creamy sort of animalic, lactonic osmanthus with the coconut that's kind of tropical. I think it has some ylang-ylang in here too, which is also kind of creamy and tropical. So all of these notes did not give what I expected. This one is also more woody like the other one. It has some animalic tinges to it with the osmanthus, and I think it has some leather too. It has some leather, it has some ginger. Definitely a lot more going on here. But still with that undercurrent of like the tropical coconut ylang-ylang mix in there. Definitely different. Definitely the most different coconut in my collection, and definitely maybe the most masculine, if you could say. Although I still would absolutely wear this, and it's quite unisex to me. It's definitely more masculine leaning than all the rest of my coconuts. And this is really, really sexy on a man, I'm just saying. And then now we're on to my more favorite or preferred coconuts, and these are more creamy, gourmand, but more blended into with other notes sort of coconuts. So the coconut is there, and I absolutely detect it, and I respect what it does for the texture and the general feel of the fragrance, but I don't think coconut when I smell it, and that is a good thing for me. So for those of you out there who might think you don't like coconut, or you're not sure if you like coconut, or maybe those other coconut scents that I showed you also kind of irk you or rub you the wrong way, these might be the ones maybe that are like the ones that are okay for you too. So the first most obvious one to me is Ariana Grande Cloud, and this one is obvious to me because the first time that I fell in love with this fragrance, I wasn't even thinking coconut. I was mainly focused on that lactonic, creamy, baccarat rouge, airy, ozonic sort of quality to it. The fact that it's done with coconut is actually the reason that I would say, like, I really, really love this, but I would say actually that maybe even the reason that I prefer the Elle Haramain's Amber Oud Rouge is because that one is more like Baccarat Rouge, and it doesn't have the coconut like this one, this is more like creamy coconut. So actually it wasn't until I smelled that one that I realized how much coconut this had in it. So it's present, but it doesn't scream coconut to me. I think a coconut lover would love this because it still has the creamy lactonic edge of the coconut, but someone who also maybe just is picky with coconut but also likes a creamy lactonic scent with some whipped cream and that Baccarat Rouge DNA, I think it's a winning scent. And if you like all of those, like, it might be one of your favorites. The next perfect example of this for me, in my opinion, is Dolce & Gabbana, The Only One Intense. And this is a white floral dream. And I say that because white florals they are tricky, okay? For the longest time, I shied away from white florals and florals in general because they definitely seemed too screechy or sharp to me and to my nose. But I think this is a very, very safe white floral because of the coconut and the way it's blended to make it very, very smooth and round. There's just no sharpness in this. It's just very, very well contained, and while the coconut is there, it doesn't drown out the white florals. It's just lending a beautiful, beautiful softening, kind of like sanding down the edges of the white florals and adding to the meatiness of the florals. You know what I mean? So maybe you don't, but that's what it's like to me. Very, very versatile, this is a wonderful coconut scent that doesn't scream coconut, that you can wear year round. You can downplay or amplify the coconut with this easily. I think you could definitely, you know, in the summer, if you're wearing something that's more coconut dominant in the day, that's maybe more of a linear coconut, you could add this in and it would still marry well and blend in with that coconut, but just elevate it and make it a little bit more complex, a little bit more full-bodied, seductive, and interesting, to be honest. So The Only One Intense, another winner in that department, although maybe I should have put it with the woody ones too, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I like this one too, and this is Versace Cristal Noir. This is the Eau de Toilette. I'm satisfied with the Eau de Toilette, so I don't feel the need to get the Eau de Parfum. What I've heard from in the community is that they are very similar in terms of performance, which is not always the case across the board. A lot of times the Eau de Parfum is a lot stronger and sometimes has entirely a different note breakdown as well. From what I hear, this one is pretty much the same between the two, but you know, I don't know. I haven't smelled the Eau de Parfum. And this is that creamy, woody sandalwood. For me, like, sandalwood is more creamy and the texture is not the same as other woods, so I hesitate to say woody, but usually when I see the main accord woody in a lot of my fragrances, it's coming from the sandalwood. So this is a sandalwood coconut, again, like the other one, the sunny side up. Very creamy, Lactonic, but it also has those white florals like the Only One Intense. So similar to the Only One Intense, it's very smooth, Lactonic, rich, round, and blended. Very, very, very full-bodied. There's nothing kind of light and airy. There's something kind of enveloping and comforting about this, I find. Some people describe this as a cold sort of scent, and I would agree. Even though it has warm, spicy accords in it as well, it also has fresh spicy. And I think that's what kind of cools it down. Again, I think both of these are very, very versatile coconuts, and I think generally those are the coconut scents that I gravitate towards. They're just, there you go, like, it's that coconut supporting player used as a emollient or a smoothing agent, or I was gonna say a lubricating agent. It's maybe pushing it a little bit, Charlotte. I know you guys are generous with me, so thank you. And then lastly, another example is Pure Excess by Paco Rabanne. Hi.
Yeah, Jessica. Wow, Papa is getting me some tea.
Oh, okay. Do you want to come while I finish my video? You can sit here and you can tell me if which one you like too.
Other people hear you and know what you're doing.
Yes, they would be able. It's not live though, but they will be able to hear me. But I can cut out the parts that you don't want, if you don't want.
Okay.
So this here is again a coconut ylang ylang sort of tropical heaven, but it also has a lot of vanilla, and it also has sandalwood, and it also has a popcorn note at the top. So it has a lot more going on than that, and because of that, it is a more versatile coconut in my opinion. And while I do think you will be able to detect the coconut, it's not screaming coconut either in that way, you know what I mean? So I think generally speaking, if I look at all of these, I'm like, which one is my favorite, you know? It's so hard to say, and you didn't even ask which one was my favorite, so maybe I don't need to share it, but I just feel like this one is my favorite, at least right now. This is my favorite one. My favorite coconut, even though it's not just coconut, you know? But it's just enough coconut. It's my kind of coconut. This is my kind of coconut, you guys. So anyway, there you go. That was my video for you today. Did you want to smell some of my coconuts?
I like to smell all of your coconuts.
You want to smell all of them?
Except the coconut ones that don't taste good.
Except the ones that don't taste good? Do you like this one?
Mmm, smells like fresh mint.
Fresh mint?
Smells good.
Smells good, okay.
Like a dandy flower and fresh mint.
Like a dandy flower and fresh mint? Wow, I love your description, sweetie. Do you want to smell another one?
All the coconuts except the ones that don't taste good.
Except the ones that don't taste good.
What's this perfume?
That one is also coconut. You were with me when we got this one. This is gold sugar.
Goat sugar.
Yeah.
It smells like the yummiest thing in my life.
It smells like the yummiest thing in your life. Okay. Here, what about this one?
Ooh, I like the flower. I love you. Bye-bye.
I love you too. Bye, sweetie.
I'm gonna take you some work with Papa.
Yes, lovely. À tantôt, mon amour. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was useful to you in some way, and I would love to know what your thoughts are on coconut, if you can relate to any of my difficulties with coconut. Yeah, do you have a favorite coconut scent? I still am open to discovering new coconuts, so please let me know if you do. I'm just also realizing that I have a little bit more, like I said, there you go, I'm a little bit pickier with coconut than I previously thought. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for liking this video. If you like it, it definitely helps out my channel a lot. Thank you so much for subscribing if you do. It really, really helps my channel out. I look forward to sharing with you some very exciting videos coming up. I have a couple hauls that I'm pretty excited to share with you. Yes, hauls. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna share them with you. And some of them were perfumes that I bought based on your recommendations too. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Until we see each other again, please take care of yourself, and I will see you very soon. Bye.